How's it going, my dream people? DrSlaking, the Slacking Doctor, back with the quarter-final games for your Bowland Bovines in the UBL. And this is actually recorded a couple of days after the battle. I'm just recording this as a bit of an add-on to the beginning of the video. So basically, my Elgato wasn't working on the day we battled. Rewt, my opponent, he recorded the game for me. I'm going to intro it all properly in a minute. But basically, he recorded the game, so the whole battle is seen from his perspective. That means that there are times where I talk you through my team as if you can see it on the screen, and you can't because I'm stupid and I forgot. There are times where I'm trying to check things about his team, thinking you can see with me and you can't. So I want to apologize in advance, but this was just the best possible solution we could come to. So there's that, but also I just wanted to give you guys a better idea of my team now before you watch it so you can actually follow along, because I felt like it was just too hard to follow when I was watching the footage back without seeing some sort of team preview. So if you don't care too much about following the exact sets, you just want to watch the battle for purely like entertainment or whatever, skip ahead this part. It's just going to be a very, very quick team rundown. But if you want to kind of be able to follow a little bit what I've brought without being able to see my side of the game, here it is. So we have a Sugarberry Toxicroak, Poison Jab, Drain Punch, Toxic Encore. You can see it's pretty bulky, just meant to basically take any kind of ground hit from things like Drapion, Quagsire, a couple of things he has on his team. I'm not going to go super in depth with this team builder, it's just so you guys know what I have on my team. So yeah, that's a set that we have here. Then we have BFO Mama the Goodra, just a bulky leftovers 5th Death set designed to take on the Cinderace primarily, with kind of phasing and all that good stuff. Then we have a Life Orb Excadrill. 4 attacks, just meant to sweep in the end game with Sand Rush. Very straightforward sweeper set here. The whole game, I'm going to be trying to position this. This was our win con in the building stage, so the whole game, you're basically going to hear me talk about trying to position my Excadrill. Now you have an idea of what it is I'm trying to position. Then we have Smooth Rock, Sandstream, Gigalith, really, really Spadef, super tanky, 4 missing EVs apparently, who knew? Oh, I couldn't put them in anything really, that was why. Anyway, it doesn't matter. 3 attacks plus Stealth Rock, Throat Chop on there to hit the Claydol, which he didn't bring in the game as it happened, so you won't really get to see too much of that. But otherwise, yeah, just really Spadef, bulky Jigalith. Smooth Rock for the Sand for Drill, obviously. Assault Vest, a Regen, Reuniclus, really kind of mixed spread here with a bit of speed for the Quagsire. Future Sight's really, really nice in this matchup to spam if we don't see the Drapion on team preview. And then last up, we have Swirlington, the Golisopod, Heavy Duty Boots lead. This one matters because, not lead, sorry, kind of pivot, but I led off with this in the game and kind of forgot that you hadn't just seen my set at team preview. So obviously now you have an idea of why I'm leading off with this, with double priority and coverage to hit his whole team. This thing just hits really, really hard against him. Absolute offensive monster and quite physically bulky as well. So they're the spreads basically. As I say, hopefully you guys can still follow along this game even though I'm commentating from the opposite side of the field, if you like. You've just got to try and flip it in your head the whole time. One of the fun things is in this game, there are a few times where I make predictions, as does Rewt. You guys will get to see before I know whether I've got the prediction right or not. So when I predict him to go for this move or that move, you guys will already know. Or when I'm saying, oh, I think he might have this item on his, his Togekiss or his Dracovish or whatever, you guys will already know what item he has because you'll have seen it. So there's a little bit of entertainment factor in getting to know things before I know them. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now and let Pass Me take over this video. How's it going, my truant people? DrSlaking, Slacking Doctor in a rush, back with round whatever of playoffs, round 1 of playoffs, I think quarterfinals, against my man Rewt and his new Jersey Brobats. If you're seeing this right now, chances are I'm over his footage. My Elgato's crashed. I've already recorded this intro 10 minutes long, and then my Elgato crashed. Not my Elgato, my OBS crashed. My computer seems to be entirely dying. During recording that first footage, my whole screen went purple, everything broke, then that monitor broke. I've got a 2 monitor setup, both of them broke. Then my OBS crashed, so I don't even know if this will record. Chances are I'm going to have to record post-com when I figured out what the hell is going on with all of my technology right now. Regardless, I'm here, you're here, maybe you're not here, maybe this never goes up, maybe you are here. We're playing Rewt. He's honestly such a nice guy, and he's supplying my footage for this, whether you see this version of my commentary or a post-com, he's supplying the footage, so massive thank you to him. Huge shout out to my front office for prepping with me this week. We actually did some mocks. That's everything I have to say. So the footage is all going to be backwards. If this works, if this footage records, if I can sync it up properly. I don't know how syncing up my commentary to his video is even going to work. That sounds like chaos. But we'll try. I'll try because live com if we can. That's what we're doing this season, so that's what we're doing. My room behind me, absolute mess. Not currently sleeping in it. Katie's overstayed. We stay in the spare room when she's here. The bed's more comfortable for 2 people. That means my usual bedroom gets turned into a walk-in wardrobe while she's here. Absolute mess. Didn't have time to tidy it. Was trying to fix a broken Elgato. What are all the other things I had to recap you on while this loads very, very slowly? Got put on furlough from my job, then got taken off furlough from my job. We don't have time. We're here. Right. Team. AV Reuniclus Regenerator, Sugarberry, Toxicroak. Good luck, have fun to my man Rewt. Honestly, very nice guy. I haven't really had a chance to do him justice here because we're rushing. Smooth Rock Gigalith with Stealth Rocks, 3 attacks. Swallington, Heavy Duty Boots. Yeah, fine. How do I look at his team? Usually I have the other screen to see this. Alright, so he brings, what does he, no, he brings the Quag. Okay, so he didn't bring Claydol. He did bring the Togekiss. He tends to like Scarf Cokus. Didn't bring Orbeetle. Didn't bring Duraludon. Didn't bring Drapion. Wow, Drill goes crazy in this game. There's a Sylvally and a Quag that I need to add to what I penciled in on my team. Alright, so Sylvally type, likely to be something to help out with Drill. Looking at his team composition, I'm thinking Bug or Grass, maybe. What was it on Quag? Quag's also going to try and help with Drill, so we need to bait that in at some point. He cannot handle Swallington at all. Like, what does he switch into this beast? So let's lead off with my boy Golisopod. Trying to apply some defensive pressure. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, I've got his team written down. Okay. A Life Orb Drill, trying to sweep Drilly the Kid. He's here. He's trying to sweep. What kind of team composition do I think we could see here? I don't think it would be a choice Dracovish. I don't think he's got a choice Mon unless it's the Rotom or the Togue. Rotom we won't outspeed with, if it's Scarf. Oh no, that would only be with Webs actually. We will outspeed it in Sand. So I outspeed his whole team in Sand with my Life Orb Drill. He definitely doesn't want to stay in and Pyro Ball on me here. He also doesn't really want to take an Aqua Jet. He might hard switch. I don't have a I think I'm just going to Liquidation. He might U-turn, but I value this chip and whatever comes in. We might find out something about the Rotom. Let me pull up a good calc here. I don't think he really appreciates switching into this. I'm pretty sure I can take one from anything but Banded Cinderace here without getting sent out. That could be wrong, but I feel like he just doesn't want to take the Aqua Jet anyway. He's got a whole Rotom, so it's like, and the Sylvally and stuff like that, so I feel like I would rather just... Okay, he fears the Spike Leads, which means I'm getting a massive Liquidation off here. Beautiful bluff in the Spike Leads. You love to see it. Out comes a huge Liquidation here, and he isn't Sash. Bingo! There we go, boys. We're out here. So Cinderace goes down 0-1, and my Golisopod gets us off to the best possible start here. Golisopod goes 1-0. I can completely understand that. I've led with Spike's lead like so many times this season on so many different Mons. 100% appreciate why he's just gone, nah, I'm not risking that. I'm taunting. I don't want to get Hazard stacked to hell. Probably didn't have the... I just want to get my do I just want to get my hazards up, or do I want to... Nah, I'm going to go into Reuniclus, because Reuniclus doesn't look that essential for any one individual Mon. So I think it's better just to try and apply some offensive pressure with it. It's pretty strong here, and it will chew up any hits from this thing. I don't want to just bait the Aura Sphere and chew an Aura Sphere for no reason. As it goes for the Baton Pass. Well, this doesn't let in too much that's too strong. Sorry, excuse me. I'm just turning the volume down because I'm concerned that my TV volume might be conflicting with what you've got there. So Valley Dark, maybe? I mean, this applies a ton of pressure. He pretty much has to go Dracovish, and to kill, he has to click Vicious Rend, which is free Toxicroak. He could make the play and go for Psychic Fangs. I could risk my Reuniclus here if I'm feeling like I'm a bit ballsy. Yeah, this comes out. So how aggressive do I think he's going to be? I think he's going to click Psychic Fangs. Do we take a Vicious Rend from this thing? If he's... Because I feel like this could just be sub, or... if he's like a Scarf type set, not Banded, because I know I'm not going to take Banded. Can I take a Vicious Rend from this thing with Reuniclus and just kind of like... We don't take one. I just don't know if he makes the obvious play here. I feel like he's in the back. I'm gonna play ballsy. I don't think this thing's absolutely essential anyway. Yeah. I'm a long-term subscriber to Rewt, to be honest with you. I've watched a lot of his games, and I feel like I felt like that was kind of the play he had to make. So let's have a look at the Psychic Fangs. Did 16, so I'm down to what, 170 HP. Let's see if we can find out if he's choice. That would be awesome. What did I say? 170. 170 HP. Why can't I have a 170 HP stat damage calculator? What is the problem here? It literally just won't let me type in one. What? Oh, for fuck's sake. I can't really tell if he's choiced or not. I'm going to make the play. I also don't need this thing essential either, so I'm going to make the play here. He might think like I'm going to scout to see if he's scarfed or something. I just can't get the calc working. So this seems like my play. I don't think he just stays into Vicious Rend again. It's his Psychic Fang again. I mean, kudos to him if he does. Man, why can't I just get the stat that I want in my HP? That's ridiculous that the calc just doesn't let me input that. Okay, he does switch. Probably choice, therefore. Probably choice. That's really valuable information. He did about 15%. I've finally been able to ascertain. He did about 15%. So now we need to find out if he's Scarf Togue. If he's Scarf Togue, well, he Baton Passed last time. That makes a lot of sense on a Scarf Togue. I'm actually going to go hard Gigalith and get my stand up early on the potential Scarf Air Slash. Baton Pass makes a lot of sense on Scarf. I know he loves Scarf. So it looks as though he's stronger than an Adamant Psychic Fans on my Reuniclus. Does it look like he's Choice Banded? No, it doesn't look like he's Choice Banded. Weird roll. Weird roll. I'm not sure about what his spread is on that Dracovish. Okay, so we should chew this up. If he goes for the Aura Sphere, we're going to eat one, and then we can pivot out into something like Reuniclus on the next one. I'm just going to get my rocks up now. They're really nice for chipping everything down. It's my best play, I think. I could go for a Rock Blast. I don't really feel like I need to right now. If he goes out into Dracovish, we're going to force the prediction game again, and I could potentially just sack my most expendable member, which does look to be the Toxicroak, honestly, because if he's Scarf Togekiss, Toxicroak doesn't really break too much. The best thing it can do is get a Toxic off on Quagsire, which is nice. I would love it if it did that. Alright, what type is that? Is that poison? I mean, it looks like poison, right? That's a very weird typing to bring against me and to bring in on this thing, unless it's dark. Is it dark? But why wouldn't you go into this on the Reuniclus if it was dark? I don't know what that purple means. Can I see from... Does it show me? I should know how Savali works, and I don't. Poison? What was that for? That's really interesting. So we could just Grass Knot. I'm confident I'll take one no matter what. I'm just going to Earthquake for chip. Like, I don't need health on this thing at all, realistically. Scarf Togue isn't gonna whatever me, isn't gonna sweep me, so this won't KO. Yeah. I think KO. I think that's a not KO. Jigglyth's a monster. Look at this boy go. Nice chip. So he can't KO me with another one. Like I say, I don't especially need this thing. Do I think a Rock Blast kills? It's not worth. I'm just going to go for another Quake. It's not worth. If he comes in with something else, he takes Sand Chip, he takes Rocks Chip. Yeah, it's not worth. It's a fine play, him parting shotting. It's a good play. But realistically, like, servicing the win con of Excadrill here, there's no point in me potentially just letting this Silvally get off another hit on something else. I don't need to do that. He'll probably just go Rotom. If he goes Rotom, my Goodra's still healthy and the Cinderace is down, so he actually goes straight out into Quagsire. Maybe he brought the poison, Savali poison for my Toxicroak. That's really interesting. What did I end up with? I ended up with Encore on my Toxicroak, not Sub. That's a shame. That's a real shame. So, I'm going to go out into Papa here. I can fire off a big Future Sight. I get to save my Sand. I want to look after my Sand. This way, I basically get a massive hit off with Future Sight on something. I don't mind if I get Scald Burnt, and I'll take an Earth Power or Earthquake, no problem. I did want to go into Golisopod initially, but I don't want to get Scald Burnt, so that's fine. Golisopod would have been good. Golisopod struggles to break through Fizz Def Quagsire anyway, so this is fine. This is a perfectly fine play. He does reveal Leftovers. Obviously, he has taken some chip, which is incredible for my Excadrill. So I'm just going to fire off a Future Sight. Do I just fire off a Psychic? He kind of... I think I just Psychic, right? Like, if he goes Savali, he dies. If he goes Dracovish, he dies. If he goes Quag... He doesn't die if he goes Dracovish. I'm going to fire off the Future Sight. I think it's my best play, actually. It's just maximizing damage. I can play Patient. I still have a lot of pivots, so I don't need to play Impatient. He can't really deal with the combination of... Yeah, so this thing can come in. Now, he could trick me a Scarf. So hopefully... I don't know if we'd get to reveal Leftovers here or not. Would I care if this thing got tricked to Scarf? Not really, because I'm just going to spam Psychic anyway. My Assault Vest lets me take hits from Togekiss. Yeah, actually, getting to take hits from Togekiss is pretty good. The better thing to be potentially tricked to... No, he's Leftovers. Okay. In that case, I'm just going to Psychic here. I don't know what he could do to really put too much pressure on me here. Leaf Storm, Nasty Plot, either of those. If I Psychic plus the Future Sight, something's picking up a KO here. Shout out to Eric for the Future Sight tech. I don't... yeah, he's just pretty much got a Saxon. We'll chew this. We're AV. We're AV Ridiculous. We're gonna yum. We yummed. Don't spit F drop, please. Thank you very much. And then plus the Future Sight damage. That boy's gone. So Rotom drops to Reuniclus. Oh wait, it doesn't die yet. Okay, that's fine. How do I want to play this? Do I want to give him chip on my... I can definitely take another... with sand, can I take another one? I've got Regenerator. I want to stall out my sand turns anyway. He might try and switch here because he might want to preserve this. So he's going to take the Future Sight on something. If he chooses to stay in, he'll get some chip off on my Goodra. It won't be a lot. And then he'll have to, as he vaults, he's just going to basically have to pick something to take a Future Sight here. Man, I thought the Future Sight went a turn earlier and it did, so that's on me. So we know that thing's now in range of our Poison Jab from Drill. Togekiss is going to be in the range of an Iron Head after one Rock switch in, and it's almost certainly not the Berry. I think he's playing it like a Scarf. Well, yeah, he's playing it like a Scarfer because he stayed into Air Slash the Togekiss, so to Air Slash the Toxicroak. So he's either probably like a Poison Resist Berry, which is currently, I can't think what the name is, Kebia Berry, or he's a Scarf. I suspect Scarf. Oh boy, you're going to take Rocks unless I see Boots here. Yeah, Rocks, Sand Chip. I think Sand's still up. No, it's not. Okay. And you're going to take the Future Sight now, right? When's this Future Sight coming off? Come on. Thank you. Oh my god, Reuniclus. Why are you so strong? So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm just going to Iron Tail because I think his play is to try and flinch me down. He can't possibly Baton Pass because then he would just lose this thing. So he goes for the Dazzling Gleam. We'll chew. We don't chew that well. I am Fizz Death, but I can fire off the Iron Tail and we can miss. Okay, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. At the end of the day, I could have protected there and scouted, but I don't want to let him like Morning Sun or anything like that. Now he pretty much has to go for the attack, so I'm going to just go for the recovery here. Passive recovery on Leftovers, and then I'm probably just going to try and pivot here on the Dazzling Gleam. Cause do I need Goodra? What does Goodra do right now? Goodra does very, very little here. Goodra does very, very little. How healthy is... You're really healthy. Fuck. I really want to go into that and First Impression because I think that will KO. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to this First Impression. That will KO. I think this is the least useful right now. And what I'm thinking is if I get it chipped... Okay, he makes the pivot. Awesome. And it covers that play. I was going to say, and if he doesn't want to fancy the roll and makes a double... I wasn't predicting this to be the double. It makes sense on Iron Tails now I think about it. But what I was going to say is that this thing hits everything on his team so hard. hits everything on his team so hard. So we make the right play there. I'm first impression in, yeah. There's nothing else for me to do here. If he wants to go into Silvally or something like that, like, I don't know if he can take it. He can go Quag. He's got to take rocks first impression. He's already been chipped. I think he'll drop. I think he's sacking one here. I think he's sacking one. What I was thinking is if he Dazzling Gleams again, I would take one above 50%, I'm pretty sure. Didn't calc it, pretty sure. First impression for the KO. And then crucially, this thing would be close to the 50%, so I could just use it as a pivot to get drill in later. Thinking I can go into Gigalith, get my sand up, first turn go straight into Golisopod, trigger my emergency exit, get drill in with the most amount of sand turns available. So that's why I was happy to soak up the Dazzling Gleam there. That was my kind of thought process, and as I say, it does cover this any double essentially. If you didn't fancy going for the roll on Dazzling Gleam, which I can understand, I don't think this takes it. I don't think this takes it. Okay, it is going to take it. It is going to take the liquidation afterwards, I'm pretty sure. I can spam until I get a defense drop. I see no reason literally not to do that. If he wants to go back into the... he should be unaware for SD drill, so I don't think he's water absorb. If he wants to go back into the Dracovish, he's got to take rocks, he's got to take the liquidation, and I've still got plenty of sacks in the back. Meanwhile, like, his Silvally's chipped, his Dracovish is chipped, his Toga's chipped, his Rotomo's chipped. Like, it's just a case of getting drill in now, and this game's looking pretty tasty. So I'm just going to spam for the defense drop. That's my play, is just to click as fast as I can. Nah, he could Toxic here. Does this thing have Toxic pre-home? I don't know if this thing even has Toxic pre-home. Again, if I can just spam fish for a defense drop and maybe even get him to send me out with emergency exit, I can get a free switch, so. Or lower me into emergency exit range, get Reuniclus back in and start firing off big hits. There it is. It's obviously unfortunate for him. It does get Toxic pre-home. There you go. It is obviously unfortunate for him. I didn't think this thing did, but okay. But at the same time, we did miss that Iron Tail, so there's, you know, it's RNG, it's Pokemon. Like, I'm not going to pretend it doesn't suck, but I'm also not going to pretend that missing the Iron Tail didn't suck. So, -1 defense. Close combat should do 42. I'm pretty sure close combat kills. So I'm just going to click close combat. It doesn't let him switch. It doesn't let him save this. It doesn't let him go into the Rotom. It doesn't let him go into the it doesn't let him go into Dracovish. I don't have to pick a sack essentially if somehow anything lived. Wow, this is the switch in. Didn't think this would be the switch in. It makes a lot of sense because he doesn't want to just let me oh man. Obviously I jet here. Like I could just not jet. I'm predicting the Dracovish to come in on my Aqua Jet. Don't really feel the need to do that. I don't think he'll save this thing if he goes into the Dracovish on the Aqua Jet. Fine, good play. Yeah, there we go. Golisopod picks up a KO. It's such a problem in this matchup. Honestly, that's his second KO. He probably didn't think I had that because of the way I played the turn 1. So worked out well. Silvally drops to 0-1. Alright, so Silvally drops to 0-1. Golisopod goes up to 2-0. So what the hell does he go into now? Dracovish? And go for the Vicious Rend? Scarf Dracovish, does it even trigger my emergency exit? Presumably it will. He's obviously going to recover here. I've achieved exactly what I wanted to with this set in terms of getting it down into my emergency exit range for my pivot later to get Excadrill in for free. So in the meantime, I don't need to stay in and let that Toxic wear me down. I can maintain that emergency exit pivot and get this thing in, because now that the Silvally's gone down, I don't know how he switches into this thing, honestly. Like, because rocks are up, it's very difficult for him to switch in on this. So that means that I can click Toxic right now. I have got the Sugar Berry. I think his best play is Sustain and Earth Power me, which means I'm getting a big Toxic off. And then I can potentially... I could have Encored there, but I prefer getting the Toxic to the Recover. Like, to lock him into Recover. That doesn't really do a lot. Then he just pivots out on me anyway. This is great for Excadrill. This is phenomenal for Excadrill endgame. That just a little bit of chip. So, he should Earth Power here. Yeah. Our Sugarberry means we tank it. I don't think we'd be able to take 2 necessarily. We are pretty bulky, but let's have a look how much that does. Ooh, double that. Do you think double that does it? 116. I think that says 116. Let's do some quick maths here. So we lost, if that's right, we lost 50, would take us down to 21. 55, we lost 55 HP points. 55 HP points doubled would be 110. So it looks like we can take another one, especially after Drain Punch recovery. My play here is always to Drain Punch. If he goes into the Togekiss, he takes rocks anyway. Yeah, my play is always just to Drain Punch, make him take all of this. Make him take all of this for Excadrill. Keep that drill looking good. That's all we're playing for here, that drill end game. That's what this game's all been about. I'm going to spam and let this thing go down. Like, the most important thing is I don't give him recovery, right? The most important thing is I keep this thing low for Excadrill, because right now, if he takes another Drain Punch, he's in range of my Life Orb Earthquake. So, I'm going to just going to spam. That's always my play here. Just going to spam, and then maybe the next time if he goes for a recover, I could Encore him into it potentially, but I don't think that's his play. I think he has to Earth Power here or pivot into something else. We're just going to force this situation on him. Okay. Yeah, so we do go down. We do go down, which is fine. So Quagsire gets 1 as Toxicroak drops. Now what I've got to do is I've got to figure out what the hell kills this thing as my revenge killer. I think a Psychic from Reuniclus. That's what I'm thinking, because he's almost certainly Fizz Death. Yeah. In fact, I'm not even gonna think about that any longer. I'm just gonna do it. Let me have a look. Reuniclus. Yeah, 53 to 63 to Fizz Death Quag. So yeah, this is my play, and I've got some speed, so we shouldn't be speed tying or any shenanigans. So yeah. I'm just going to Psychic here. I don't need to Future Sight or anything like that. He's very low. Like, the thing is, I could have gone Drill and Earthquakes, but then that gives him Togekiss. I'm outside the stand, so I don't outspeed him. It isn't just not great. I would rather just pick up a KO like this, and he still doesn't bring anything in on Reuniclus very easily. So, yeah. Good old Papa here, forcing 1. That's huge, and with the Quagsire going down, that's incredible for Excadrill. I do need to check both of our timers. I feel like we've both been playing really fast, which is kind of scary, because it's like, if this just goes for a long game, neither of us have played slow enough to get caught out. Obviously with the Toxicroak going down, he's going to spam Vicious Rend right now. Is this the time where I just get my sand up and go for game? How many monsters does he have left? 1, 2, 3. He has 3 left. Yeah, this is where I go for game. Because I don't have a switch into Vicious Rend with the Toxicroak gone, but it's fine. Gigalith. I mean, with Sand Up anyway, like, we chip this thing into range where it dies to sand worst case scenario, so it can't, like, sweep us. But more importantly, I just get my Excadrill in here under Sand. I outspeed Scarf this thing anyway. And yeah, we just start going to town. He has to try and pivot around on, like, Earthquakes into Togekiss, shenanigans like that. But realistically, if he does that, I can Iron Head here. If he does that, he takes Rocks, Chip, Sand, Chip, he dies anyway. So, I think this is about it now. I think this is pretty much GG. I don't see any shenanigans he could pull here to really get out of this one. The only thing would be if I've got, like, the wrong Excadrill and I brought Sand Force instead of Sand Rush, which would be hilarious considering I've mocked with this team like 6 times. No. Okay, this is always killing. There's no way. I'm Life Orb. I'm a Life Orb Excadrill. You're gone, Dracovish. All right. You've come with this metagame, Dracovish, talking all this smack, thinking you're the big man. Drill's been here since Gen 5, boy. Since Black and White days. Wants to have a word with you. Yeah, this thing comes out now. Yeah, I think he's realised this is game essentially. So we're just gonna fire off the P-Jab. I could have Poison Jabbed as well, actually. Poison Jab was better than Iron Head the last time. I don't know why I didn't click that. That would have killed everything. Yeah, it is what it is. I forgot I even had it, to be honest. Could have just X-Scissored, could have just Iron Headed. It wouldn't have made a difference, to be perfectly honest with you. So that's perfectly fine. Last up is the Togue. Yeah, Dracovish got 1, so I think that's it. I think we're through to... Oh, it dies to Rocks. Did not realise that thing died to Rocks. GG to my man Rewt. I'm going to have to get Gigalith kill on my sheet, which is why I'm just looking at that still. GG to my man Rewt. That was actually a really, really fun game. Really fun game. I do think, for what it's worth, the matchup I thought was really badly against him. In the mocks, I was having a pretty good time in my mocks as well. So, yeah, thank you to him if you have watched this with his recording. Huge thank you to him. He's a very good player, and as I say, I just feel like maybe we had the matchup here, and that's how it goes sometimes. Regardless, your Bowland Bovines are progressing to the semi-finals of the UBL, where we crashed out last season. We got to go one better, haven't we? We've got to do it one better. So we will be back next week with that semi-final game against I don't know who. But thank you all so much for loafing around with me, and I'll catch you again next time.